You've been seeing 111, 222, 444, but your life? Still stuck, still spiraling, still waiting for a shift that never comes. You're not crazy, but you are being warned. Welcome to Dark Mother Doctrine. You're here because something inside you is tired of waiting, tired of the signs, tired of the delay, tired of the voice in your head whispering, "But I thought this meant I was on the right path." Let's break the illusion right now. Just because you're seeing the signs doesn't mean you're in alignment. Repeating numbers 111, 333, 555, they are not rewards. They are reminders. They are checkpoints. They are spiritual alarms, letting you know that you're at a decision point. But if you keep seeing them and nothing is evolving, you're not following the message. You're just staring at the mail without opening it. So let me ask you something directly. When you saw 111 last time, what were you thinking? What were you doing? Who were you with? What were you tolerating? Because angel numbers don't just pop up at random. They reflect where you are in your spiritual contract. And if you're not moving, the signs will repeat like a glitch in a dream you won't wake up from. Let me pause you here. Not to scare you, but to shake you, before life does it for you. If this is already hitting your chest, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And this is only the beginning. You ever notice how the numbers show up? Right after a decision you weren't sure about? You text someone you swore you were done with. You agree to something that drained you the last 3 times. You silence your intuition just to keep the peace. And then suddenly, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, 8, 8, 8. Let me be clear. That's not divine confirmation. That's a cosmic mirror. And it's asking, is this really the path you want to keep repeating? You think the universe is telling you to keep going? Sometimes it's telling you to stop and turn around. To confront the loop you keep dressing up in spiritual language, when it's actually just avoidance in disguise, that you're not being punished, but you are being confronted. Because signs are neutral. It's your alignment that gives them power, and too many people are addicted to seeing signs, without following the instruction inside them. So let's decode something together. If you've been seeing these numbers, but your life still feels like a maze, then your spirit is trying to break a pattern. You've been too emotionally entangled to walk away from. This is no longer about faith. It's about obedience to the truth you already know. You can't just spiritualize your trauma. You have to outgrow it. Otherwise, you're not evolving. You're performing. And the universe will keep recycling your lessons until your soul finally moves different. Let me say this softly but clearly. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are just in a loop that nobody taught you how to see from the inside. Spiritual loops don't look like spells. They look like repeating the same relationship in a different body. Watching your blessings fall through the cracks, feeling almost there for years, manifesting signs but never experiencing the shift, crying over something you already healed 3 journals ago. That's not bad luck. That's spiritual momentum being wasted on avoidance. And here's the part no one wants to admit. You can't decode signs from a nervous system that still thinks survival is success. If you're still chasing approval, playing nice, shrinking your voice, or repeating choices that contradict your spirit, then the numbers don't mean what you think they mean. Let me break the spell right now. 111 doesn't mean keep going. It means you're at a threshold. Step boldly or fall back into fiction. 222 isn't everything's working out. It's what you're watering will grow, so choose the soil wisely. 444 isn't automatic protection. It's you're being watched to see if you'll follow through on what you already know. 555? That's a spiritual evacuation notice. And most of y'all ignore it until the ground gives out. These aren't just angel numbers, they're cosmic ultimatums. And if nothing's changing, it's because your actions are not matching the prophecy your spirit's been screaming for. You're not behind, you're not weak, but the cycle ends when you stop dressing it up as a sign to keep waiting. Let's be real. The spiritual path has become a mood board, a vibe, a trending sound with candlelight behind it. But truth, if the signs aren't changing your behavior, they're not signs, they're distractions. You've been screenshotting 111, sharing angel number reels, looking for alignment in the timestamps. But when was the last time you did something different? After the sign showed up? Because the universe isn't interested in your aesthetic. It's interested in your integrity. Let's say it like this. If the universe tells you to move, and you don't, you're no longer receiving signs. You're ignoring instructions. That's why you feel disconnected. That's why you feel stuck. That's why the signs feel louder, but your life feels quieter. Because truth whispers, and then it roars, and then it disappears when you won't listen. You've mistaken repetition for reassurance. But repetition without obedience creates delay, and delay turns into distortion. And distortion, that's how people wake up 5 years later and realize they've been almost healing, but still bleeding. The numbers didn't fail you, the path didn't abandon you, you just haven't honored what it asked of you yet. and that's okay. But now that you know, you don't get to pretend you don't. All right, so what now? If the numbers aren't rewards, and if you've been misreading the message, what do you actually do the next time you see one? Here's the answer. You pause, you review, you realign, you act. Let me break that down. First, pause. When the sign shows up, 11, 333, 777, don't rush to post it. Sit with it. Ask, what is this moment trying to get my attention for? What pattern am I inside right now? Second, review. Check your energy, your choices, your relationships, your coping. Are you aligned with your purpose, or are you emotionally outsourcing your truth again? This is where most people flinch, because reviewing yourself means telling the truth without sugar. Third, realign. This is the hard part. It might mean walking away. It might mean sitting with discomfort. It might mean not texting back, not performing, not numbing. Realignment is spiritual obedience, not emotional comfort. Fourth act. Because the sign isn't complete until you move with it. That's what most people miss. The signs aren't there to give you hope. They're there to push you across a threshold. The breakthrough you're waiting on, it's already been dispatched, but it's waiting for you to become the version of you that can actually receive it. You want to evolve. Move different when the sign shows up. Stop asking for another confirmation and honor the one you've already been given. If you've been feeling ignored by the universe, so if you've been seeing all the signs but feeling none of the blessings, let me offer you a truth most won't say. Spiritual delay is not punishment. It's protection from what your current self can't yet carry. You want alignment, but you still move from fear. You want love, but you still shrink to be chosen. You want peace, but you still live in emotional chaos. The delay isn't a no, it's a mirror, a lesson, a sacred holding pattern until you rise into the energy that matches what you asked for. Let me be blunt. The signs are not promises, they're invitations. And if you ignore the invitation long enough, it expires. The right people won't wait. The path will reroute. Your soul will get louder. And if you still ignore it, your body will begin to break down. Because when the soul speaks, and you keep choosing your comfort zone, the body becomes the battleground. That fatigue, that anxiety, that skin breaking out for no reason, your energy is trying to leave a space you refuse to walk out of. This channel, Dark Mother Doctrine, is here to say what you've always known, but were too scared to say out loud. You're not being tested, you're being told. And now the question is, will you listen differently this time? Your body is not betraying you, it's broadcasting you. Palm itching, eye twitching, skin eruptions, sudden exhaustion. These are not glitches, they're messages. The body is the first oracle. Long before you pull a card, hear a voice, or read a sign. Let's decode the forgotten language, palms. Right palm itching isn't always about receiving money. Sometimes it's a sign of psychic overflow, energy trying to exit through the hand because your heart chakra is holding grief it won't express. Left palm itching, maybe ancestral pull. Your maternal line trying to speak through sensation. When your logical mind won't sit still long enough to receive. Sudden exhaustion. You're fine one moment, then drained. That's not low iron, that's an aura collapse. You just absorbed a frequency your spirit didn't consent to, but you didn't lose energy, it got taken. Skin breakouts, especially around the chin, cheeks, or back, that's stored truth not being spoken. You're trying to be calm. You're trying to take the high road. Meanwhile, your skin is doing the purging that your throat chakra keeps postponing. Head pressure, vertigo. You're not just sensitive. You're receiving downloads through a clogged channel. Your crown is open, but your life is still full of noise. You're getting messages, but the ego is too loud to translate them into movement. Other sensory signs. Phantom smells, like incense or something burning. Ancestral presence or spirit activation. Someone is watching, not always hostile, just curious. Dreams about water, old lovers, childhood homes, emotional stagnancy, unprocessed energetic debt, feeling watched at night. Your psychic perimeter is too open, cleanse, but more importantly, close. This isn't superstition, this is spiritual anatomy. The doctrine of the body is the original temple. You're not falling apart, you're breaking spell work that's been sitting in your nervous system for generations. It's because it's finally done betraying your truth. Let me say something that your ego might resist, but your spirit already knows. You are not a student of signs, you are a sign, you are the message, you are the proof, and you've just forgotten how to speak your own language. You were taught to seek permission, to wait for confirmation, to hope for signs that make you feel ready. But ready is a myth, prepared is a choice. And the longer you wait to feel aligned, the more you train your spirit to require external validation. For decisions your higher self already settled, you were born with an internal compass. The signs were only meant to remind you, not replace your power. So let's reprogram right now. Step 1, release your obsession with being right. Signs aren't there to prove you're doing it right. They're there to reveal what you already feel, but keep doubting. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Choose clarity over comfort. Step 2, take small aligned action. Every time you ignore your knowing, you weaken your channel. But every time you obey it, even in tiny ways, you send a signal to the universe, I'm ready for real movement now. Step 3, upgrade the way you interpret. Not every repeated number means go. Not every sign is about success. Some are about correction, some are about redirection, and some are about your own soul asking, are you ready to stop doubting me now? Because the truth is, your spirit doesn't need more signs. It needs a decision. A sacred, firm, unshakable decision to move when the knowing hits, even if no one else claps for it. That's when the signs shift from numbers to synchronicity, from symbols to mirrors, from guesses to God-realized timing. You don't just see 1111 anymore. You become the reason someone else sees it. So now you know. You're not lost. You're not broken. You're not missing anything. You're just at a threshold that can't be crossed with old decisions. And the signs, they didn't abandon you. They just got tired of being ignored. You were never meant to worship numbers. You were meant to walk as prophecy. You were meant to become the breath between patterns. The one who breaks loops so future bloodlines don't have to heal what you refuse to confront. So if this hit, don't just feel it, move from it. Close that portal, write that message, delete that number, speak that boundary. Cut the cord, burn the offering, make the room for what you asked for, and become someone who can hold it without shrinking. Subscribe to Dark Mother Doctrine. If you're ready to replace performance with prophecy, new voice-guided transmissions drop weekly. From the realms of shadow, soul, and divine alignment. Your ancestors didn't send you here to keep waiting. Your higher self didn't nudge you here by mistake. This was never about numbers. This was always about you remembering that you are the door. See you on the other side.